stick growth years from now. And it doesn't just work with money, it works with everything. Reading one book doesn't change your life, but reading 50 over 5 years, that rewires your brain. One healthy meal won't do much, but eating clean 300 days in a year, whole new body. Compounding is the invisible advantage of patience plus consistency. And that's the punchline of this lesson. The earlier you start, the longer you stay in the game, the bigger the payoff. Lesson 5, Man in the Car Paradox. At some point, we've all seen someone in a luxury car, maybe it's a roaring Ferrari or a matte black Range Rover, and thought, damn, that looks cool. But here's the funny thing. You don't actually admire the person driving it. You admire the car. You don't go, wow, I bet the guy inside is so smart, responsible, and generous. You just think, that's the car I want. That's the man in the car paradox. We chase things like expensive watches, exotic vacations, or fancy clothes thinking they'll earn us admiration. But what people actually admire is the thing, not you. Think about it. You ever walk through a rich neighborhood and spot this crazy modern house with glass walls and infinity pool, and you're like, I want to live there one day. But do you ever stop and wonder, who lives there? Are they kind? Do they treat their family well? We don't think about the people. We just fantasize about having the stuff they have. And that's why this paradox hits so hard, because most of us are chasing status without realizing the only thing status buys is surface-level attention. Here's the truth. People might envy your car or your house, but they admire your character, your consistency, your kindness, the way you make others feel. You can't swipe a credit card for that. So, before you spend money trying to look successful, ask yourself, do I want people to admire what I have or who I am? Because if it's the second one, you're playing a different game. And honestly, that's the one that wins long-term. Lesson 6. Surprise and room for error. Okay, so picture this. You're driving down the highway. You've checked the weather. You've filled your tank. Everything's going smooth. And out of nowhere, a tire blows out. That's how life works. And that is exactly what this lesson is about. Because when it comes to money, and honestly, life in general, surprises aren't the exception. They're the rule. The market crashes when no one expects it. Your dream job lays people off. You get hit with a medical bill that wipes out your emergency fund overnight. These things aren't rare. They're just unpredictable. And that's a massive difference. Most people make financial decisions assuming things will go exactly to plan. They build tight budgets, chase high returns, and invest in risky stuff thinking they've got it all figured out. But the truth is, no one ever sees the storm coming. That's why you need what Morgan Housel calls room for error. It's like having a financial airbag. You hope you never need it, but when something hits, you'll be so glad it's there. Let me give you a real-world example. Ever heard of long-term capital management? These were genius-level hedge fund guys in the 90s, Nobel Prize winners. They had models, math, data, everything, but they bet massively on things going exactly as their models predicted. Guess what happened? A surprise event in Russia defaulted their bonds, and the whole fund collapsed like a house of cards. They were too confident. They didn't leave any margin for error. You don't need to be a billionaire hedge fund to fall into that trap. A lot of us do the same thing. We invest like it's always going to be a bull market. We plan our savings like we'll never lose a job. We assume the car won't break down, the rent won't go up, the economy won't dip, but life has other plans. So here's the better strategy. Expect surprises. Assume there will be detours. Build your financial plans like you're human, not a robot. Save a little more than you think you need. Don't max out your credit just because the bank lets you. Leave wiggle room in your schedule, your budget, your goals. Honestly, the most underrated skill in money is not prediction, it's survival. Just staying in the game long enough gives you the best odds of winning. So next time you make a money decision, don't just ask, what's the best case scenario? Ask, can I still sleep at night if this goes wrong? Alright, let's bring it home with lesson 7 all together now. So by now, we've talked about all these powerful money ideas, but none of these ideas work in isolation. You can't just pick one, slap it on your life, and expect everything to click. They only work when you layer them together. That's the real secret. Imagine this like cooking, right? Salt or pepper by itself? Not great. Garlic, oil, spices, they all shine when they blend together. It's the combo that makes the dish unforgettable. Let's take compounding, for example. We all know it's insanely powerful. How tiny gains repeated over time can build ridiculous wealth. But compounding only works if you stay in the game long enough. And for that, you need room for error. A safety net when life slaps you sideways. But wait, staying in the game also means avoiding dumb risks. And that only happens if you're not trapped by greed. If you can say enough before you go chasing more and more and more until everything crashes. And you can only think that clearly if you understand that you're playing a different game than others. You're not comparing your moves to someone else's highlight reel on Instagram or Twitter. You see how all of this stacks? It's like money isn't just a math equation. It's more like a mindset puzzle. But we love shortcuts. We want one magic trick, one TikTok hack, one YouTube tip that'll fix our money. But the truth is, good money habits are a system. They back each other up. They protect you from your own worst instincts. They build a framework you can lean on when life does what it always does, surprise the hell out of you. So here's the big takeaway. If you want to make smarter money decisions, stop looking for one perfect rule. Instead, stack your principles. Treat them like layers of armor. Together, they give you resilience. They help you stay calm when things go sideways. And most importantly, they help you build a life where money supports your peace, not messes with your head. Okay, so you've made it this far, but here's the twist. And this one stings a little. Just knowing all of this means nothing. Because knowing doesn't equal doing. This is the part where most people trip. It's easy to read a book, watch a video, feel all fired up, and then do absolutely nothing differently. It's like going to the gym, watching everyone lift weights, and thinking that alone made you stronger. Let me ask you something. How many people know they should save more, spend less, avoid credit card debt, invest early, not compare themselves to others? Most people. Now, how many actually live that way? Yeah, that's the gap. So why is that? Because money isn't just a numbers game. It's an emotional one. We don't make decisions based on logic. We make them based on stress, fear, ego, pressure, and shiny things that promise happiness. That's why the most powerful money skill isn't intelligence. It's behavior, discipline, patience, self-awareness, the ability to delay gratification, to walk away when everyone else is chasing, to stay in the game when others panic. You just need to stick to the basics, consistently. Think long-term, stay humble, save more than you spend, build margin in your life. Don't chase what others flaunt. Invest regularly, let compounding do its thing, and most importantly, keep your cool when it's tempting to panic. None of that sounds sexy, I know, but that's the point. The game isn't won by the flashiest player, it's won by the calmest. So the real final lesson? Turn insight into action. Don't just nod along. Take one idea from this video, just one, and start applying it today. Because once you do, you've already won half the battle most people never even show up for. And that's what separates those who just watch content from those who change their lives with it. And hey, if this is your first time diving into the psychology of money, you're only seeing half the story. Make sure to check out part 1 of this video.